Zombie deer, and why is this a big deal? So this originally caught my attention because I'm an outdoorsman. Reading articles like this, zombie deer disease outbreak has reportedly spread to 32 states and 4 Canadian provinces. Normal for that to get the attention of an outdoorsman. But when I started reading articles like this, zombie deer disease could spread to humans as cases surge across US. New York Post, zombie deer disease spreads. There may also be risk to people. Zombie deer disease threat escalates over human infection risk. The more I looked into it, the bigger the buzz was on this crossing over to humans, which made me think I better look more into this, get some more details, and spread the awareness. So, more things happening right now that you probably should be aware of coming right up. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. So let's dive right into this zombie deer topic. We're gonna hit it from a couple different angles, give you a couple different perspectives, and make sure you guys know what's going on with this. And also I'm gonna get you guys some maps so you know if it's close to your area, spreading in your area, and know if you guys are part of the communities that need to be a little extra aware. And before we get into what the CDC and the WHO has to say, which plays an interesting thought, let me read how Natural News puts it out. Zombie deer disease outbreak has reportedly spread to 32 states and 4 Canadian provinces. Oh, and I'll spare you guys the graphic images. Those images would probably get this thing taken down anyway. So lots of images out there if you want to look more into it. Let's get into this article. This announcement comes just months after a deer carcass found in Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming tested positive for CWD in November of 2023. If you guys don't know what CWD is, it's chronic waste disease. CWD, which was first detected in Wyoming in 1985, affects deer, elk, reindeer, sika deer, and moose. In one recent report, 800 samples of deer, elk, and moose collected in Wyoming tested positive for the disease in 2022. And now, like I said, this is a huge buzz just over the last couple days in numerous news articles. The CDC defines CWD as a prion disease that may take over a year before infected animals show symptoms, including drastic weight loss, stumbling, listlessness, and other neurotic issues. The affected areas are primarily in the upper Midwest and mid-Atlantic states, with Kansas, Nebraska, Wisconsin reporting over 40 counties affected. And I'll show you a good map here in just a minute, including the Canadian areas. According to Michael Osterholm, a scientist renowned for his research on mad cow disease, the situation could unfold into a slow-moving disaster. Corey Anderson, the co-director at the Center of Infection Disease Research and Policy in Minnesota, backed Osterholm's claim and warned the public that thousands of people may have already unknowingly consumed meat from infected deer. So the big takeaway there is people might already be eating the infected meat. What does that mean? How bad is that? And will it cross over to people? The CWD, similar to mad cow, is described as invariable, fatal, incurable, and highly contagious. Just what we need, right? Anderson noted how recent mad cow disease outbreak in United Kingdom provides Americans with an example of how things can get crazy almost overnight when a spillover happens from, say, livestock to people. So like I said, we got to take in all the different angles to try to figure out how we put together this puzzle. And we'll get into a couple of those angles here in just a minute. Osterholm and Anderson fear the virus might leap from animals to humans, reminiscent of the chaos seen during the aforementioned mad cow disease outbreak in the UK in 1980s and 1990s, where 4.4 million cattle were slaughtered. 4.4 million cattle gone. So if this was a threat to humans, what are they going to do with all of our deer? The disease, fatal to cattle, affects the central nervous system, inducing aggressive symptoms, and lack of coordination. Since 1995, 178 human deaths have been linked to the human variant of mad cow disease. So the fact that they're already relating this to mad cow, the hints that whatever's going on with these deer, whether it's what they say it is or not, could cross over to humans, and there would be repercussions and things that would need to happen in that case. However, the U.S. National Park Service claims there is no evidence of CWD affecting humans or domestic animals. Therefore, game hunters have been advised to apply safety measures and avoid consuming tissues from infected animals. And being an outdoorsman, I've seen these warnings and these precautionary measures that they're having us take. So what's the CDC even doing about this? The WGFD and the CDC continue to monitor the spread of the CWD in the United States. The Wyoming Game and Fish Department Wildlife Health Laboratory conducted tests on live and dead samples from the nervous system tissues of sick mule deer. These samples, usually from the spinal cord peripheral system, along with other areas. According to the CDC, studies have shown that CWD could be a potential risk to non-human primates, including monkeys, leading to the concerns about the possible transmission to humans. These studies backed the claim of the WHO since 1997 of keeping agents of known prion disease out of human food chain. We're going to circle back to that one here in just a second. In response, Yellowstone National Park officials are working with WGFD with monitoring the spread of the CWD within the park. The discovery has prompted a revision of the park's 2021 CWD surveillance plan with a new protocol expected this year. Some people are seeing a correlation of the Great Plagues, like an Exodus. Is that what possibly could be going on here? Now, just before I show you that really good map, on the CDC website, it talks a little bit about this prion disease, but down near the bottom, let's reiterate what we just read. These studies raise concerns that there may also be a risk to people since 1997. The World Health Organization has recommended that it is important to keep agents of all known prion disease from entering the human food chain. So, read into that a little bit. We've got all kinds of recreational hunting, people gather, people fishing, people hunting, gathering food for their families. Now, if this is anything like the mad cow thing, and they even correlate the deer stuff crossing over to the cattle on our lands, can you see where this possibly could go? If they find not only that this could go into humans, from humans eating this infected meat, but they do find that it crosses from a deer to a cow, which share the same pasture, well, that would stack the deck even more so than ever to make sure that we're not eating cattle that are off ranches and farms, right? Now, I'm going to post these two videos up at the end screen. Very good videos to watch if you want to know a little bit more about the craziness involving the meat in our markets. Now, for those of you that want to see kind of where these hot spots are in the US and Canada, you can see all the hot spots. Now, this is a pretty good map, and this is from September of 2022. So I would like to see an updated map, which we probably don't even have, from the USGS. But if this is spreading like crazy, like hotcakes, you can imagine what that map looks like now a year later. You can see the areas up there in Canada that it's expanding also, right up there in that central area. But definitely spread out across the United States for the most part. So here's a more recent map. This one comes from the CDC. A map of counties across the US that have recorded cases of chronic wasting disease in free-ranging cervids as of November 2023. 414 counties across 31 states have seen cases. Now, I don't know how CDC gains their maps, but I would think that the other map is probably a little more accurate, especially with it looking like it's not much more than what it was a year ago, and that they're saying it's spreading like wildfire. Other questions that come to my mind is, are they doing something to the deer? Wouldn't shock me if they were trying to do something, like create something. It's not uncommon that stuff arises from labs, right? I sense and see foul play all the time. In fact, there's also the aspect that this all could just be far-fetched ganda, if you know what I mean. Are they just trying to get our attention, give us a scare, make us worried, make us not want to go out and hunt for venison, more justification? production, to get rid of wild cows that are grass-fed and move into creating meat in laboratory vats for our McDonald's and our Burger Kings? Or is it something similar to the Great Plague, like in biblical times? That is the current buzz out there regarding the zombie deer. All the facts that I could draw up pretty quick so that you guys can be aware of what's going on. You guys tell me what you think down in the comments below. You tell me what angle strikes you as what you think's going on. Share this out if you find this valuable. I know a lot of folks live in these areas. Probably something for people to at least know about. As always, as I know more, especially this weekend, I'll keep you guys posted. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. See you on the next one.